Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making the famous Korean stew, Kimchi Jjigae. This is a dish that even you don't have much appetite for, this will sure fix it. And besides that, I'll also teach you how to make the Korean signature broth, the Anchovy Stock, that has been used in many Korean cuisine. Check it out. Hi new friends, this is Erica right here. I'm a Taiwanese citizen currently living in America. Cooking and traveling is my passion, so I'm here to share with you my favorite Asian recipes. On top of that, I also make videos talking about food knowledge and the history background of the dish on this channel, so if that interests you, please subscribe and keep watching. Kimchi Jjigae is a hot and spicy stew that employs kimchi as its base ingredient. Other elements usually include pork or tuna, scallion, tofu, and other ingredients that you personally want to put in. It has a complex flavor combining sweet, sour, spicy, and savory, and is normally served with rice because of its strong and savory flavor. Jjigae in Korean means stew, and as you can imagine, living in a country located in a higher latitude like Korea, jjigae is very popular. Kimchi jjigae in Korea are supposed to be a salty dish eaten little by little with rice. So it will usually be served piping hot and be put in the center of the table as a shared dish. There are many types of different jjigae that is normally be named after their main ingredients. The kimchi jjigae that we're making today is definitely one of the most commonly enjoyed dish in Korea. And it's also easy to find in the Korean restaurant here in the West. Unlike kimchi's high presence in Korean cuisine, kimchi jjigae is only a late 20th century invention. Kimchi jjigae's first appearance is unclear, but it is said that the Korean invented kimchi jjigae just to prevent kimchi from becoming too sour or salty to consume. As simple as that, they would just throw in the old kimchi into a pot of water and add in any other vegetables and boil it up. And today I'm going to teach you the most traditional kimchi jjigae recipe that you can easily make at home. And as usual, all the ingredients will be listed in the description box down below. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? The first thing we need to do is marinate our pork. Cut your pork into bite size and marinate with some kimchi brine for around 10 minutes. Today I'm using the pork belly for my pork, but you can also use pork shoulder or really any kind of pork. But I would recommend you not use the thin sliced pork like the hot pot pork because it's not going to be as juicy as the thick cut. We'll angle slice our scallion and separate them into a portion of 2 to 1. We'll use most of them in the stew and some of them in the garnish. Then slice your onion and slice your tofu into half-inch slices and set it aside. The way to differentiate a okay jjigae to like a really great one is definitely the soup base. And just like the Japanese dashi, Korean have their own signature broth as well, the Anchovy Stock. The ingredient is super simple, just like dashi. All we need is 2 ingredients, which is the dry kelp as well as the dry anchovy. And here's how we make it. Get a pot and prepare 1000 milliliters of filter water and soak the kelp for 30 minutes. You can also add 15 milliliters of water if you want, but I like a more concentrated broth, so I'm only using 1000 milliliters. You can sometimes see that there's white powder on top of the kelp. Don't worry, it's totally normal. This white powder that you found on the dry kelp is called mannitol, an umami substance. You don't need to do anything with it, but definitely don't wash it off before you soak it or else you'll lose all its flavor. Now, while the kelp is soaking, we can dress the anchovy. Isn't it weird that you call it dress the fish but not undress? We're taking things off of the fish but not putting things on. It's weird. If your anchovy is super tiny, you can skip this part, but today I'm using a bigger size of an anchovy, so if I don't remove the viscera, the broth might come out more bitter. Just twist the head off of the anchovy and open up its stomach. Take out the black part and retain only the skin and bone. All we need today is around 20 grams of anchovy for the stock, so for my big anchovy, I only need 6. If you have a smaller one, you can weigh it yourself. 30 minutes later, when the kelps are all spread out, turn on the heat to medium to heat up the stock. And for the same technique as dashi, we want to take the kelp out right before it starts boiling. because overcooking your dashi might make the stock cloudy, and that's not what we want. After taking out the kelp, drop in the anchovy and let it boil for 20 minutes in medium-low heat. When the time is up, just filter your broth and take out the anchovy. Now we got our stock, we can finally start to make our kimchi jjigae today. I'm using my clay pot today, but if you don't have one, any pot will do. Add in some olive oil and turn the heat to medium. Never dry heat your clay pot or any ceramic coating pots because it's gonna ruin it. Wait till the oil heats up and add in your marinated pork. Oh, it smells so good already. If you didn't hear the sizzling noise when you put in your pork, that means the pot and oil is not hot enough. Just give it a few more seconds then. We want to stir fry the pork in the pot until you can see the pork's turning a little golden, then add in your kimchi. The kimchi we use in this recipe has to be well fermented, because fresh kimchi that's made within a few days will not have enough sourness in it, so if you make your own kimchi at home, let it ferment for at least 2 days before you use it in your recipe. Also, the longer you wait, the more sour it will be, and if you buy your kimchi in the supermarket that is not sour enough, you can always add in some vinegar. Now, slightly stir-fry the kimchi for around 2 minutes. The stir-fried kimchi not only have a milder taste, but also have a special fried aroma at the end. Now, when that's done, turn the heat to medium-low and add in your onions, scallions, salt, sugar, and the Korean hot pepper paste. And if you're a spicy food lover, you can add in some Korean hot pepper flakes like me. The spiciness of the recipe that I share with you today, me personally, I will rate it 1 out of 5. It's not really too spicy. Because each brand of hot pepper paste and hot pepper flakes will have different spicy levels, so it's really hard to tell how much to put in the first place. But if you're not used to spicy food or any Korean cuisine, I recommend you take it easy on the seasoning, because if it's not spicy enough, you can always put it back on the stove and add in more chili and let it boil for a little longer. But if you overdo it, if it's too spicy for you to enjoy, that will be a waste of food, right? Now, top it up with some sesame oil and fill up the pot with our anchovy broth. Cover it up for another 10 minutes to let it boil. When the time is up, open the lid and mix all the flavor together. The last step, add in your choice of tofu and let it simmer for another 10 minutes. For the tofu, you can use either firm tofu, soft tofu, or even silken tofu. Just remember, the firmer the tofu, the less water content is in the tofu, and it's easier for the tofu to soak up the kimchi juice. So today I'm using the firm tofu in my kimchi jjigae because I really like the kimchi flavored tofu. But you can also use the silken tofu if you like the texture better. This 10-minute simmering will not only heat up the tofu, but also cook in the flavor and enrich our kimchi jjigae. When the time's up, top it up with the remaining scallion and done! The traditional Korean kimchi jjigae is ready. Wow, the whole house smells so good right now. A great bowl of kimchi jjigae, you can taste all the flavor from the sourness and savory of the kimchi, the sweet flavor from the sugar and onion, to the spiciness from the hot pepper paste and flakes. I can easily finish a big bowl of rice eating my kimchi jjigae. The pork is super soft and juicy, and the tofu is full of flavor. And super hot as well. Now, while we're enjoying our kimchi jjigae together, let's learn some Chinese! The word of the day today is kimchi jjigae, 韩式泡菜锅. The first two characters 韩式 means Korean style. The next two characters 泡菜 means kimchi. And the last character 锅 means pot. So Korean style kimchi pot is kimchi jjigae, 韩式泡菜锅. Thank you for cooking with me to the end. Let me know if you like this recipe by giving this video a thumbs up. It's only gonna take you a second, but it means a lot to me. I make video on YouTube every Thursday, so remember to hit that bell and you'll never miss out. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe on my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye!